I'm really pleased to welcome you to our Land-Based Engineering virtual open event here at CAFRE Greenmount campus. Student numbers continue to grow at CAFRE. Today we have over 1,000 students studying a range of courses in agriculture, horticulture, land-based engineering, floristry and veterinary nursing. The facilities at Greenmount are superb. The staff are highly qualified and work closely with the agri-food industry, both in Northern Ireland and further afield. As a result, Greenmount is internationally recognised for its education and technology transfer. In fact, many leaders in the agri-food industry today have passed through our doors and accredit Greenmount for their success. But perhaps more importantly, it wasn't just the learning that they remember, but the lifelong friends and fun they had while they studied here, and that has not changed. The campus is still buzzing and there is a real sense of community, which people will remember long after they graduate. It is a beautiful place to study with a lot of investment in teaching and learning resources, and it doesn't stop there. Over the next number of years, there will be further investment in new student accommodation and science facilities. Greenmount really is the place to be and has lots to offer, so welcome, and I hope you enjoy our virtual event.
Good evening everyone, my name is Manus McHenry. I'm Head of Agricultural Education at Greenmount campus. Welcome to our virtual open evening for Land-Based Engineering. CAFRE operates 3 campuses, one at Enniskillen, which focuses on equine with a small provision in agriculture, Loughry campus, which focuses on food education and postgraduate courses, and Greenmount campus with courses in agriculture, horticulture, veterinary nursing, floristry and of course land-based engineering. And the focus of our evening is land-based engineering courses. CAFRE places a strong emphasis on learning by doing, and this is reflected in our facilities which have been developed at each of our campuses. We receive great support from our industry around the programmes, and 92% of our graduates are in employment and further education or studying 6 months after they leave the programmes. As I said previously, the focus this evening is on land-based engineering, and I'm joined by Bernard McCluskey. Bernard is a Programme Manager for land-based engineering courses. So Bernard, just turning to you, could you give me a brief background to the programme here at Greenmount?
Thank you, Manus. The course is a Level 3 Advanced Technical Extended Diploma in Land-Based Engineering. It's a 2-year course, 2 years full time with a placement involved. This course is very much a mixture of theory and practical, good blended approach to both. Mostly taught in our MBC, which we call our Machinery and Building Centre up the yard, state-of-the-art facility, which I'll talk a wee bit more about later on as we go through this evening. And also, as I was chatting about our work placement, and this is something the students negotiate themselves, find themselves and take up as part of the course and as part of the qualification in the end.
Okay. In terms of the MBC, you mentioned it there, Bernard. What's in that facility? How does that facility operate?
This is a purpose-built facility for land-based engineering students and agriculture students also, as where all practical is put in, all theory is put into practical. So we have a number of workshops up there, all tools available ranging from your hand tools, your diagnostic tools, all diagnostic and tools and equipment needed to work on modern day machinery.
Okay, and the students then have the chance to operate that there whenever they're on the programme?
To give you an example, the students will do the theory in the classroom with their lectures, and then they'll be split into a smaller group to go to the workshops. The type of thing they're doing in the workshops, we're very much, as you quite rightly said, learn by doing. The types of thing they'll be doing, we'll give them an engine, a standalone engine, they pull it apart, they put it back together again, and that's how the module is assessed on the final day. The engine's put back together and left running in the workshop, so that's how the module is assessed. A huge range of equipment up there for the students to work on, such as tractors, telehandlers, all sorts of application equipment, forage equipment, all available for the students to pull apart and put back together again. And we don't worry so much about a student doing something wrong. As we say, it's a learn by doing. They get the opportunity to put it back together again, and I will never say anything to a student for doing something wrong while in a learning environment.
Okay. And work experience then, in terms of coming onto the programme, would you recommend that students, or do they have to have work experience before they come onto it?
Well, with COVID those last couple of years, it's been quite difficult for some students to get the 40-hour pre-placement to come on the course. I would strongly encourage it now going forward that any student, any prospective student that is considering coming to do the course, that they go and do the 40-hour prerequisite work experience. And this is not really for us as a college, this is for you. Some people, when they go to a garage and maybe cold morning, maybe lying underneath the machine and getting oil dripped on them, decide, right, this is not for me. So it really determines if this is what you want to do as a career, and then we'll help you further that when you have that completed.
Okay. And are there fees associated with the course, Bernard?
On this level 3 course at all.
Okay. And again, just to run through a typical week for a student then, would be in class half a day or work experience, or what way does it work?
I wouldn't like to underestimate, there is a certain amount of theory attached to the course. There is 3 exams over the course of the 2 years. There's 2 exams in first year and 1 exam in second year, which does require quite a bit of intensive study. So anyone coming onto the course, I would like to point out to them it's not just fully workshop all the time. So a good rule of thumb would be probably 50-50. So you would spend probably, for example, a Monday and a Tuesday in the workshop, or sorry, in the classroom, the lecture theatre, and you're learning all about the theory of the engines, the hydraulics, the application equipment, the forage equipment. Then you'll go into the workshop on a Wednesday, and as I explained earlier, that's maybe where you start the process of pulling the engine apart. You know, you'll take the head off, you'll take the gasket out, you'll take the pistons, the liners, you'll take the whole thing apart and then put it all back together again. So a good rule of thumb probably would be 50-50, and then after semester 1 in the first year, you go 1 day a week on your work placement. So,
okay.
Broad range.
Thanks, Bernard. A lot of information in there about the programme itself. If I want to find out more information about that, where can I find that?
My contact number is on the CAFRE website. Also, you can contact me by email anytime, and also there's further information available on the CAFRE website, and there's actually online videos that can be accessible there as well to learn a wee bit more about the course if you want to further your interest before you come along.
Okay, Bernard, thanks for that. You mentioned a lot, Bernard, there about the facilities here at Greenmount. We're now going to go on a virtual tour with Peter Verhoeven, who's one of the lecturers on the programme. So I'm going to hand over now to Peter.
Hi there, and welcome to the Machinery Building Centre here at Greenmount campus. My name is Peter Verhoeven, and I am one of the lecturers on the Land-Based Engineering course. CAFRE's ethos is learning by doing. As a result, we have very experienced staff and excellent practical facilities to support what you learn in the classroom. The Machinery Building Centre, otherwise known as the MBC, is where you as a land-based engineering student will spend a lot of your time, developing knowledge and skills which are key to a successful career in the industry. Our facilities and equipment are very similar to those you will find in a modern machinery dealership. In the MBC, there are 3 workshops and classrooms. You will do some of your theory classes and all of your practical skills here. This is also the home of CAFRE tractor simulators, which are really good for training people to use a range of farm equipment in a safe virtual environment. To develop your practical skills, students have access to a wide and varied range of farm machinery, including a number of tractors from several manufacturers, wheel loaders, self-propelled forage harvesters, a combine harvester, and many other agricultural implements that are used on the Greenmount farm. Each of the 3 workshops focuses on different skills. Workshop 1 is used to carry out practical skills on hydraulic systems, using the small wheel loaders, vehicle systems, inspection and repairs, that is, your steering and brakes. You'll also get the chance to inspect and repair a combine harvester. Workshop 2 is where you'll undertake the task of completely stripping down and rebuilding Perkins diesel engines, work on and get a better understanding of electrics and electronics, and get the chance to strip down things such as alternators and starters. This workshop is also used for application, cultivation and drilling equipment such as slurry tankers, fertilizer spreaders, ploughs and drills. In Workshop 3, which is by far the biggest, there are 8 welding bays which you will develop and improve your welding and metalwork skills. You'll get the opportunity to use the electronic diagnostic equipment to identify faults in a modern tractor. Additionally, you'll get the chance to strip and rebuild semi-power shift transmissions and work on forage equipment including mowers, rakes and self-propelled forage harvesters. During the year, you'll get out and about on several industry visits. We also invite manufacturers, dealers and suppliers to host practical activities for you here on site. It's a great way to meet key people from industry who may be your future employer. Finally, 2 of the most popular clubs on campus for students are the Engineering Club and the Motor Club. The Engineering Club offers you the chance to work on your own engineering project, which can be anything from a log splitter to a cab trailer. Whereas the Motor Club allows you to service, repair and get a better understanding of cars. Both clubs are run in the evenings and are supervised by a number of CAFRE staff who have an interest in engineering and cars. I hope you now have a better idea of how fantastic the facilities here are at Greenmount, a key part of the Land-Based Engineering course. Students who apply for the course are very passionate about machinery, so this is an ideal place for you to study.
So Peter has given us a really comprehensive overview of the facilities at the MBC. Bernard, I'm going to turn to you again here, just a few more questions. You mentioned their experience of students coming on to the programme. Could you just recap that again, what a student should be experienced in?
We are not expecting students to come along and have a wonderful capability of mechanic, and it's not what we expect at all. We would just ask students that they're fit to maybe drive a tractor, that they're fit to maybe do basic things like remove a bung or change a filter. That's the sort of things that we like to see. But if you can't do that, come along and we'll show you how to do it. The prerequisite work experience, we advise you to go and do a week, 40 hours in a garage somewhere. It doesn't have to be exactly 40 hours. Go to your local machinery dealership or a local backstreet garage, whatever you feel comfortable with. Go and do that for a week in either your Easter holidays or summer holidays or any time in between. Even a number of Saturdays will suffice. This is just all we ask, so as you get a wee bit of experience, we get a wee bit of feel for the thing before you come along and do the course.
Okay, Bernard, thanks for that. Again, just on the opportunities then for a student that finishes the level 3, what opportunities out there are there for those students?
At the minute, there's a great range of opportunities, and it's a great time to be an engineer in the engineering field. As you see in the news at the minute, there's a lot of opportunity, a lot of skill shortages. So someone leaving here, they have a number of options. The first option is they can go on to the 3rd level education route. There's a number of engineering degree programs they can go and do. They could go and serve an apprenticeship with a company, all them bigger companies that, machinery dealerships that will take you on. You could end up a service technician, a master technician out of that. Or you can simply go straight into employment. You will be a qualified service technician. You can go straight into work, the field of work, straight after you leave Greenmount.
Okay. Bernard, thanks for that, again, that overview there. So we've focused on the MBC, we've taken a look at that there and an overview of the facilities there on that there. We're now going to get an overview from Matthew Orr, a current student, a virtual tour of our teaching and learning facilities here at Greenmount.
Hi, my name is Matthew and I am a student in the BSc Honours degree in Agricultural Technology. Let me show you around Greenmount to give you a feel for what it's like to live and study here. There is a range of accommodation on campus which is competitively priced. The under 18 students stay in either Boyd or Fulton Hall. The bedrooms in Boyd Hall are ensuite and comfortable. You can add your own bits and pieces to make it more homely. The over 18 students live in the self-catering accommodation in either one of the bungalows or the student lodges. With ensuite bedrooms, a shared kitchen, sitting room, laundry facilities, you can come and go as you like. Student areas are accessed via key card and college attendants are on duty through the night, so it's a safe and secure place to live. The main place to eat on campus is a Manor restaurant. It's open from 8 in the morning to 6 at night. Snacks and drinks are also available in the Cyber Cafe, which is open until 10 at night, so there is absolutely no excuse for anyone to go hungry. Most students have a cater card which works the same way as a prepaid card, so you don't have to carry cash about. Classes and social activities mostly take place in the Greenmount Resource Centre, or as we call it, the GRC. The accommodation manager, Chris, and the residential support team are based here in the evenings. They are here to help with any queries or issues we may have. Staff, along with the Student Representative Committee, arrange events like going to the cinema, ice skating, various sporting activities, or outings to Belfast. Students have full use of the gym and sports hall as well. Some of the staff run a cookery club in the evenings, which is great crack, and we get to eat what we cook, so there is plenty to do. The Cyber Cafe is also the main social hub for students. There's TVs, pool and football tables, or computer games to enjoy. The core to any college is the library. Greenmount's library has a great selection of journals and books, as well as an extensive collection of e-learning materials. The pods are useful for group work and also to offer a quiet place to study. Greenmount is only 3 miles from Antrim. It has everything we need in terms of shops, cafes, restaurants and entertainment. We're only 30 minutes away from Belfast. There is a real sense of community at Greenmount. Students come from all over Northern Ireland and further afield. It's easy to make friends with people who are studying subjects that you are really interested in. College life offers new opportunities. It's so different to school. I hope you enjoyed the tour and maybe I will see you here next year.
Okay, thanks to Matthew for that quick tour of the facilities. I should say, a lot of the students, most of the students in fact, would stay in Greenmount and have the opportunity to avail of the student support in here. There's plenty of challenges out there for students that we're all aware of, so Greenmount is very much focused, and CAFRE is very much focused on student support outside of the classroom, so it's just important that you're aware of that as well. We're now going to turn to Peter, and you met Peter earlier on in one of the clips giving an overview of the MBC. Peter, obviously you've been through the programme, you understand it. What was your reasons for choosing a career in engineering?
I suppose from a young age I always had an interest in agriculture. However, coming from a background with no farm at home, I always had the interest in agriculture but also had the interest in machinery. I suppose the machinery outweighed the agriculture, so coming here from as a school leaver was just a natural progression. School at the time just wasn't for me, and I had enough of my GCSEs and I just didn't want to progress into my A levels at that stage. So I think it was just a natural enough progression to come here.
Okay, so when you finished your GCSEs then you came straight to the campus here at Greenmount?
And I suppose I went through the sort of process that we're doing here now of an open day. Came here, had a look around, and from an early age I had that interest. And I suppose it just was a different sort of route going on to my A levels.
Mm-hmm. And you stayed here as a student as well then, Peter?
As a student, I was resident here in my first year, and I met some lifelong friends through staying here, and I had a great educational time, but also social time as well. Getting to know a lot of different people and different backgrounds scattered all over Northern Ireland.
Okay. And in terms of any particular highlights from the programme, or any of those you would like to mention?
Well, I suppose one of the big things was, again, learning by doing. Again, it was the practical aspect of getting into the workshops and undertaking some of the tasks there. And again, one of the other big things for the students and for myself as a student coming through here was, again, learning by the other students. Some of the students had more experience than myself, and everyone shared their experiences.
Any particular highlights from that time here? Anything you'd like to mention specifically?
I suppose another big part of that course was the placement, and again it has changed. But I was able to undertake my placement in England, and I was able to get a lot of hands-on experience there. And again, as the course is now, the students are undertaking a placement as Bernard had elaborated on earlier. It's almost split, almost 50-50 between theory and practical. And then you've got 1 day a week in on placement. So again, the students are undertaking that there now, and I suppose that is one of the big undertakings for the course as a whole is placement.
Okay. And any particular words of wisdom or advice you would like to give to a young person planning to come onto the course?
Again, for students that are thinking of this as potentially a route, and as Bernard had elaborated on too, is try and get hands-on before applying for the course. And if it is a route that you think that you have an interest in, definitely come on ahead and do it. Okay, so Peter, then just after you had finished then your studies, what was your thoughts then? Yeah, I suppose having undertaken the placement in England, that gave me a lot of experience, and I came home with a number of options, and one of those options by undertaking, I suppose, the course at the time, it was worth 3 A-levels, so then I could consider going on to higher education, and in doing so, that's the route that I pursued. However, there was a number of that cohort went into industry, into local machinery dealerships here, and even to the point where one of my still very close friends, he went off and he set up his own business, and he's engineering on a full-time basis, and quite successful at it too. Okay, as we reach the end of our open evening, it's just for me to say that full details of all the courses can be found on the CAFRE website. And in addition to that, there'll be the opportunity to come on the campus tours. And to do that, there you can register your interest on the CAFRE website as well. So to finish off at this stage, we have the opportunity now just to again have an overview of all the facilities at Greenmount campus, a campus that cares.
CAFRE staff, supporting you to achieve your potential.
Hello, I'm the Greenmount librarian and I manage our learning resources in the library. The library was refurbished a couple of years ago and provides a welcoming place to study. Students love to come here to get books, journals or e-learning materials. It's also a great place to research on your own or in groups. As assignment due dates approach, the library can get really busy, but I'm always on hand to offer support.
As a Student Support Officer, I help students who have specific learning needs. I try to make the transition from school to college life as smooth as possible and have the support in place to help them complete their qualification. I usually meet the students before they start their course and agree a bespoke programme of support. They may need some extra time during exams or the allocation of support tutors. I am also the leading safeguarding officer for CAFRE and work in partnership with all staff to ensure that learners receive a high level of pastoral care.
Hi, I'm the Student Services Manager at Greenmount Campus. Along with the residential support team, I'm responsible for managing student accommodation and providing pastoral care to all students. We are available in the evenings and overnight to make sure that everyone stays safe and well. We organise a weekly programme of evening activities to help you make new friends and settle into college life. Your welfare and safety is our priority.